Alright, so this is ZN ticker, and this is Zion Oil and Gas, which is an Israeli company, and they prospect to find new oil deposits over there. So they're just a known scam, honestly. They have the weirdest PR and the strangest management I've ever seen. Their PR releases will be like prayers and psalms and Bible readings and stuff to pray that they find oil, and they have like this weird cult following. It's really bizarre. I've never seen anything like it. But they're a known scam. Um, Pretty low float. About 250 divided by five. It's about a 50 million float. Um, let's just crunch it out and be exact, just for the purpose of this video. Yeah, about 50 million. Anyways, they just released news today that they are one of their wells in Israel. Just they happened upon some hydrocarbons and some gases and a little bit of oil. So they're saying that they encountered oil, but it's not like a clear. They're saying they're optimistic that they still have to do some digging. Continued and significant increase in gas, clear evidence of oil in the mud. They're going to drill another 70 meters. It's going to take a couple days. See, this sounds like a pump prep for me. It's going to take a couple days. They don't know the size of the deposit. They don't know what they really found. They're just saying they found some gas and a little bit of oil in the mud. Clear evidence. See, and for God's wisdom for management as we make key decisions in the following days and week. I mean, that's fine, but it's just kind of, I don't know. I hope I don't come off as being rough for saying this, but this just seems bizarre to me. You don't put that in your PR. Anyways, so it looks like they found some. It looks like people are buying into it. They were paused because of volatility, and this thing's squeezing and flying. And here's a 3-year chart. It's near the highest it's ever been. So right now you can see Zion, it has no shares available to short. There were a few 100,000 this morning, but now everyone's short. So I'm thinking tomorrow, I'm going to try to short this at some point this week. It's Tuesday. If it's this loaded with shorts and it stays up, and the fact that their PR said that they are going to keep drilling for a couple days, the anticipation of those true results after the next 30 meters get drilled are going to probably keep this thing up, and this may squeeze like a beast with all these short sellers if they get trapped. So I might just stay off of it and keep my eye on it. See, after market, it's staying up. It just had a little squeeze here. I'm going to watch this, but this could be a big short here because I got a feeling that come Friday or Monday, they're going to do some sort of offering, and not, a new offering, but they have an offering in place. They have some warrants outstanding and some offering, and I think they're going to dump into this. I think that this is a planned pump. Sorry, let me show you what I'm doing. This is SEC.gov. This is Edgar filings. This is a 424B5, which is an update on a financing, meaning, they don't make any money. So they have to sell shares and do stuff like this to make money. They pump their stock and then they sell into it. So this is referring to their March offering. So what's the deal? The unit option begins on February 1st and is scheduled to terminate by February 28th. How convenient. It's right now, February 13th, and these warrants expire on the 28th, or these options. So, how convenient is it that 2 weeks before the expiration of this offering, they find oil? We don't know how much, but they say they found it. So they're pumping this thing up, and they're trying to make money from a pump. And this is a planned pump. This is a scam. See, they want it's exercisable up until the end of February. So this is just way too convenient that they're pumping this 2 weeks before the expiration. It's a share exercise price of $5, so they're definitely going to get it over $5. So let's watch this for the rest of the week, and I'm pretty damn sure they're going to pump this above $5, and then they're going to dump into it next week. So we'll see what happens. But if you look back, here's their 10Q, which is the most recent quarterly filing. So this is end of September, just a few months ago. I mean, about 5.4 million in cash, about 8 million in current liabilities due within the next 6 months. Their operating loss is 1.5 million. So they have a deficit of a couple million. They're losing about 1.5 million a quarter. It's been 6 months since. We just looked at the financial. They have those $5 exercise price options that expire in 2 weeks, and they just found oil all of a sudden after months, almost 4 months of being at $2. It just doubled today on the news. Yeah, this might get up and test the 7. I don't know. I just want you to see this because this is what happens. This is why you want to short sell in the small cap market, because these companies are broke and they do these scam PR pumps so that they can dump shares and warrants and options, and pretty much shares and warrants. The options, a warrant's just an option within the company as opposed to on its own exchange. But anyways, they're trying to sell shares. They don't make any money, and they want to keep prospecting and keep the dream alive. So yeah, let's keep an eye on this, and hopefully it squeezes tomorrow, and then we can get our hands on some shares. But shares are going to be in high demand because I'm not the only one who sees through this. So yeah, this is a good example. So it's early the next morning, and there are shares of Zion. Market just opened, pre-market just opened. There's still a couple shares. And it looks like it opened up here below support. I mean, technically I like it, but I'm deciding whether to short this or not right now. Okay, I have an entry in for 1,000 short at 415. Oh man, I think I'm going to change it to 411. Just get the fill.
Order partially filled. Order
Okay.
filled.
So I'm short 1,000 at 410. Which I don't really like, but I think on this one I'm going to, if it does not crash today, because I mean both times, this is the 3-year chart. This is the highest it's ever been, was $7. And right now it's at, it went to $5 yesterday after market. Then we had this little, it opened up below this upper area and broke below this support area here. So that shows weakness to me. So, but every time it spiked, see here, the next day it crashed back down to the starting point. Here, crashed back down to the starting point. Here, crash back down. So I'm expecting the same, where it should crash today, but we'll just have to wait and see. thing is they have this anticipation of, in the press release, they said they encountered some gas and a little bit of oil in the mud, and that they would finish drilling within a few days and they would know then. So I don't know if that anticipation of the final report coming in a few days will cause us to run again today. Because sometimes, you can string a few green days together. It's dangerous to short on big volume on the first green day. Usually I like to wait until the first red day, but just the way this stock is, the way it's acting, I just think that I should get the shares while I can here this morning, and then, if this runs again tomorrow or the next day, it's so close to its all-time high that I can short it again then. We'll see. It opens in 30 seconds. So we entered at 410 and it went down to 373, but now it's bouncing a little bit into open here in anticipation. There's some pre-open buys. There's now only 1,000 shares available, so about 60,000 extra shares are short. So I'm kind of anticipating a short squeeze today and a run, and then if it crashes straight down today, that'd be great. But I got a feeling this thing could still run just because there's so many people short, and the news is such an anticipatory release, and there's a lot of people that are cult-like towards this stock. Like I said, I mean, we'll see. If it crashes, I'd love it, but it certainly has short squeeze potential and further run potential, so we'll just keep an eye on it. It's not looking good out of the open. I mean, it looks good for us, but that'd be great if this came back down, into the threes, the low threes, or, we might even get lucky and get a full crash. That's a good sign. So that's the open. We're up a few $100. Like I said, I just took a small starter position of 1,000 shares because I thought this thing had some squeeze potential when it was bouncing around 4. We'll keep an eye on it and see how this goes. But that's kind of the plan here. It looks pretty bearish. Looks good. Yeah, but that technical crack, and then everything we spoke about with the weird financing lingering, the weird religious PR, and just all the strange stuff. I mean, this is just a strange stock, so we'll see how it goes. See, now it's coming up a bit. A lot of shorts are covering. I don't really see this thing dying today because people are waiting on the result. How much oil is down there. So this will be interesting. Kind of bottomed out and then it's crept up. So I lost a couple hundred waiting on it, but let's close this out. Let's do a 369 limit, 1,000, buy to cover.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Okay, so we made $400. 11, $12 in commissions. So about $400. This is probably just some covering, and it'll probably come down even further, but I don't want to risk any kind of comeback or anything like that. Let's just lock it in. There's only 1,000 shares, so I didn't even, I thought I'd be averaging up, and I thought this would be a more prolonged play, but the fact that it just crashed this morning is fine with me, so let's just take it.